which is the 90-90 hip rotation with a squat. And so this is going to be something that I believe all football players should do every single day before training, every single day before they get out onto the field. It's going to really help the rotational aspect of your hips. It's also going to help open up and loosen up your glutes and anything along those lines. This exercise can potentially help alleviate any of those groin pains that you might have. So I recommend doing those 90-90 rotations with a little bit of a squat to help open up the glutes. Do this every single day. You can do 2 sets of 7 to each side, and then you can hold that squat position when you're leaning forward for about 10 seconds. Do this every day. You can do this at night when you're watching TV or playing around on social media, whatever it is that you're doing. This is a great drill. It's easy to do, and beginners can do this all the way up to those elite football players. A dorsiflexion stretch with overpressure. So what does that mean? This is a nice, easy exercise where you can push your knee forward. You can start this off when you're in bare feet. You push your heels down, and as you apply force into your knee, you track your knee forward while your heels stay down. I recommend thinking about pushing your heel down as though it's your thumb and grabbing with your toes to help create more foundational stability. While you're grabbing with that foot, that knee will track forward, and you can hold a little bit of overpressure for a longer period of time. Low load, long period. That can lead to nice mobility improvements in the ankle joint and around your joint. And now as you apply force forward and your foot is grabbing, that belt or that band is pulling back, and that can potentially help. So I recommend doing this every day or every other day. Help wake up your ankles so that they're mobile, so when you get on the field, you can hit better positions and your knees can track more effectively. So a lot of football players, linemen, if we're pulling or if we're stunting on the defensive side, we might get a little bit of groin pain, adductor pain if we're doing it quite a bit. If they're mobile and they can be lengthened, when they're lengthened, they can recruit quite a bit of motor units so you can be stronger out of that cut. That's where the sliding Cossack squats come into play. If I focus on sliding that leg nice and deep and lengthening my adductors and then squeezing when I come in, now my hips are gonna be a little bit healthier, I'm gonna be more mobile, and then on top of that, we can add duck walks. And so this is not only gonna be the number 2 movement for football players in general, it's also going to be the number 2 movement for hips overall. So if we can think about duck walks, this is something I stole directly from NFL analyst, an 11-year NFL. That helped improve his ankle mobility. That helped improve his lower back mobility. It helped open up his hips. It helped him get a little bit wider with his stance and play a little bit lower. If we can think about the greats on the offensive spine, this is a simple exercise. I think that every football player in the entire country should be able to pass a test and do this movement, PVC pipe walks. This is something that's gonna help with the way your knee is tracking. It can improve your dorsiflexion in your ankles. It can improve your plantar flexion. It can improve the activity of your toes. And when all these things start to operate at a higher level, now you get more neurological feedback and you're more aware of what's going on. Your proprioception starts to improve. I recommend doing PVC pipe walks for 5 sets of 15 yards. And when you're doing that, do it forward, do it backwards, do it fast, do it slow and controlled, and think about the heel being the thumb, the toes being the fingers. Grab that ground. Now you're gonna start to run fast because your toes are gonna start to wake up. The more active our toes are, the more active our feet becomes, the more awareness every single day as a warm-up. You can pair that with duck walks, and then all of these exercises can really feed off of one another, and it's gonna help you become a more limber and more mobile football player, and that's gonna get you to dominate on the